the spirit of Make in India.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a fresh controversy has now erupted over the Lokpal's move to procure 7 luxury BMW LIM sports vehicles, valued each at around rupees 70 lakhs with an estimated total cost nearing 5 crore rupees. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard us right. The Lokpal, which are responsible for maintaining vigilance over disproportionate assets and alleged corruption cases against officers, have themselves now come under a lot of scrutiny after an alleged splurge of a tender that has been floated for procuring 7 luxury BMW LIM sports cars for the Lokpals, which are valued at around 70 lakh rupees each, estimated cost of nearly 5 crore rupees. The tender, accessed by Republic, reveals preference for long wheelbase version of the BMW, with delivery sought within a month to the Lokpal's office in Vasant Kunj in Delhi. And now a big controversy is emerging, ladies and gentlemen, over the alleged splurge by the Lokpal, which is an authority themselves responsible for maintaining a vigil over alleged splurges by other officers of the government. But a very shocking case where the Lokpal wants 7 luxury BMW 330 LIM sports cars with a large wheelbase to be delivered within a month. 7 of them, ladies and gentlemen, each one of them estimatedly at least cost around 70 lakh rupees. So this is in itself a big splurge of about 5 crore, but the money is not the matter, or neither is the number of cars. The main objective here is the mindset of the Lokpal now, which is almost antithetical in this sense vis-a-vis the assets that they are willing to procure. My colleague Niranjan joins us live with more details on this story. Niranjan, we have accessed an exclusive copy of this tender now floated by the Lokpal, but massive anger amongst the people over their attitude towards luxury sports car in the name of a government job.
Well, to start with, this is a little controversial because several political parties have raised questions about the need for high-end luxury cars for the Lokpal. Now, just to give you an idea about the tender, Republic TV has an access, we've accessed a copy of the tender that was floated by the Lokpal's office, and it is a request for proposal to procure BMW 330 Li, which is a long wheelbase for the Lokpal of India, and it specifies a number. And it also specifies exactly the details that they are looking for, the specifications, the modifications, etc. This is an open tender from reputed agencies for supply of 7 BMW 3 Series 330 Li cars to the Lokpal of India. Secondly, this the specific mention is in one page. In page number 4, there is a description of the item. It says BMW 330 Li M Sport, which is a long wheelbase, and the color is white. White is the preferred color for the Lokpal's office, and 7 BMWs have been requisitioned by the Lokpal's office. Now, it also says where they expect the delivery of these cars. The cars, they want it delivered at the Lokpal of India, Vasant Kunj office. A delivery period also stated in the tender that has been put out by the Lokpal's office, saying 2 weeks. Delivery period is 2 weeks, but not later than 30 days. And they've given out details of the tender. For example, the EMD, or the earnest amount deposit. The validity is 30 days, like I said, and the right of bidders, currency of bidding. All of these details are being made available, including the technical bid, financial bid, evaluation of bids. But the story is more about what happens next, because the Lokpal's office, many people are asking questions whether the Lokpal's office requires this kind of a luxury vehicle. Being, if you just look up this particular model that we are referring to, which is the BMW 330 Li M Sport long wheelbase, this is a luxury car. Off-road price in Delhi is roughly about 60 lakh rupees. On-road, including all taxes, comes up to about 70 lakh rupees per car. So 70 lakh rupees per car is roughly about 4.9 or 5 crore rupees on-road in Delhi. So there is a concern whether there should be this kind of spending done for the Lokpal's office. The Lokpal, of course, came into effect in 2013 after the entire Anna movement. And especially parties that were involved in this movement back then, like Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party, are asking questions whether a 70 lakh rupee car is really needed for the Lokpal's office. So this was a breaking news update. We're just putting out details of the tender that was floated, by the Lokpal's office, and the tender mentions 7 BMW 330 Li M Sport. It's a long wheelbase. So many asking whether this top-end car, it's the longest car in its segment. It is by every mean a luxury car. So does the Lokpal's office need a luxury car is what many are asking. Back to you for now.
Yes, Niranjan, and we are staying on the story for a little more while, ladies and gentlemen, because we are getting a lot of reactions from across the nation vis-a-vis the nature in which the procurement is also being carried out. Just within a span of 1 month, Niranjan, at least 7 luxury cars need to be procured. Specifications are very interesting because it needs a wider wheelbase and they need to be white. These are very highly specific terms set by the Lokpal there for a profession, for a job that was created specifically within the government as an ombudsman for corruption and to oversee that other officers do not indulge in the vices of the services, so as to speak, because it is a service at the end of the day. What are the reactions that you are also picking up vis-a-vis coming on? Because on the internet as well, this story has blown up significantly and we are getting a lot of outrage over this procurement of 7 luxury BMW sports cars for Lokpal, an office which is supposed to be austere and one that maintains the dignity of service.
Kritat, you know, the thing is, you've had, in the last 10 days, you've had 2 incidents of 2 police officers committing suicide. You had a former, an ADGP rank officer commit suicide and blame other officers, including a DGP. He claimed caste bias. And then you had a second officer committing suicide, alleging corruption in the police force. And then you had another DGP, a very senior IPS officer, getting, raided by the CBI, arrested by the CBI for corruption. All of this, what I'm mentioning, has happened in the last 10 days. And while, of course, a lot of corruption does exist in our system, many have questioned the effectiveness of Lokpal, and that is the reaction that is coming in from political parties, which are asking if whether at all, the Lokpal has been effective given the kind of corruption, the kind of cases that we are seeing. And that is why when you have all of this happening, should the focus be on fighting corruption or buying luxury cars for the Lokpal's office is the most common and the most basic response that we've seen from most of these political parties. A very controversial move. Is it required? Because cars, when you speak of a sedan, that's a sedan. The BMW 330 Li Sport is a sedan, right? And sedans start a little over 5 lakh rupees and go all the way up to 70 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crore. It's limitless because it's the bigger brand you want, the more luxury you want, the more costlier it is. So question is, could they have settled for something cheaper if it was really required? Or did they have to go in for something this expensive? That is the question. Why would you want to spend 70 lakh rupees for a car when sedans are available maybe for 10 lakh, 15 lakhs? I don't know. Perhaps there are many models available for that much. It's a more austere measure to buy cars, buy sedans which cost lesser, 5 lakh, 10 lakh. Why go for a 70 lakh car? That's the most basic response. We're getting in some reactions to this story. Kritat, we'll get some reactions and come back to it. Back to you for now.
Thank you so much, Niranjan, for bringing us those details. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the big story that we are tracking this afternoon. Lokpal in Delhi ordering 7 luxury BMW 330 Li M sports cars, which they wanted deliveries for within a span of just 7 days, and that was specifications given that they need to be white and they need to be broad wheel-based. And now questions are being asked over such procurement done by Lokpal, which is supposed to be an austere office, which is supposed to be a guardian against protection in this corruption in the system. And these are various questions now that are being raised. We'll be tracking the developments on this story very closely, ladies and gentlemen.